Cool. And now, how we imported the files. We talked about the interface, about the buttons, how to browse in Unreal Engine, how we can bring the files from 3ds Max, for example, to here inside Unreal. It's very simple. You're gonna access your content area, clicking here, or window, content browser, or you can press Control plus space. Okay, you can go both ways. Right button, import to game. Okay, you have a lot of tools here. You can add some things. You can add some Quixel stuff. You can do a lot of things here. Animation. Okay, but meanwhile, for now, let's just import to game. Right button. Let's find the piano house here. FBX, import the files from this folder here. We segment then, okay? So let's import each piece. This one, let's go. We have this box here. We have, for example, our model. Is there an animation? If there is any animation, say the 3ds Max is gonna mark this option here. But in our case, we don't have any character with skeleton, so it didn't understand this parameter. Manage, build manage. As we talked in the other class, the 3ds Max class, remember we talked about it, about the optimization, about the polygons and everything. Here's the place where we do. This is one of the places. Now, we're not gonna talk about Manage now, okay? We're gonna talk about it in the class of optimization, all right? In case you already know Unreal Engine, you can go to the module of optimization. But for now, we're not gonna activate this, okay? We're gonna bring the object heavy, okay? Don't worry about it. After we're gonna talk about Manage. This option here, it's gonna add automatically, but it's not interesting to leave it marked. Because this parameter inside Unreal Engine, we have, besides the materials, textures, blocks, we also have the collisions. What is that? Collision is an element that you put in the geometry, for example, so that you will not be able to go through walls. For example, let's suppose you're playing in a game. You are with your character, you go and you lean on the wall and you cannot go through. So this is a collision. This collision can be in the geometry or it can be a block of collision. If you activate this parameter, it's gonna add the collision in the geometry, but it doesn't always add this block of collision in an optimized way. So it's better if we put these blocks of collision in an individual form and make it exclusive to each model. There are models that if you use automatically features are gonna work well, but there are models that if you do that, if you use automatic features, it's not gonna work good, okay? It's a farm to work in an optimized way, so we don't wanna generate collisions yet. We're gonna do that another time in the course. Other things that we have to activate and pay attention is here. We have some other options here, okay? By default, it's like this, but let's disable this one, okay? Because here in the course for now, we are learning Unreal Engine 5 with the lighting technique of the type looming. For looming, there is no need to store the information in the channel 2, using, for example, a technology that we call build. That is a light processing system that we call build. We don't need to store the light in the channel 2 of the geometry. Why? Because all kinds of lighting that we're gonna learn here in the course is dynamic, okay? There is no build, render, or processing. Everything is dynamic, okay? Everything in a real time. In case in our project, in our strategy of creation, you think it's interesting to use the build to process the light. Well, you have the option here to to generate this in an automatically way, but it's not interesting because it's not effective enough. It's better there in the software of modeling that you open the channel to, generate the light map, and after you bring to Unreal. By default, I advise you to leave it like this, not activate it, okay? Specifically in this course, we're not gonna need to generate the light maps, okay? The light channels. We're not gonna need this because we're gonna use Looming, okay? And Looming doesn't need to store the information of lighting in the channel 2 of our model. It doesn't need to generate the light map. So leave it like this. This one, leave it like this. This one as well. We're not gonna combine in the meshes, okay? It's gonna be separate meshes, wall 1, wall 2, wall 3, okay? And if I mark this button here, for example, we have 5 walls there. If you mark here, it's gonna transform all the 5 walls in one, okay? And we don't want that, so leave it like this. The others, you can leave it like this. You don't need to change anything, but pay attention. Don't mark midnight for a while, okay? Verify if not marked here. We don't want collisions, and we don't want to generate the light maps, okay? And that's it. Great. It already brought here the elements for us. Look at this. It brought the geometries, the textures, because we remember to mark the embed media during the exportation of FBX, and brought the materials here, okay, because they are in standard. Inside the 3ds Max, it understands the materials of the type standard. Well, now we can separate the project. Inside Unreal, it's really interesting if we work in an organized way, okay? Separate the project in folders, like a folder for geometry, a folder for material, another one for textures, okay? It's always good to work in an organized way. Let's do it. Right button, create a new folder, for example. Let's call it Piano House. Yeah, this is our folder, our main folder. Oh, we cannot have these different characters. So let's put the underline, okay? So our project will be inside here, Piano House. Look, Piano House. Let's create a folder and let's call it Geometry. Okay, we're gonna put the geometries here, okay, inside. Let's get back to the content. We have the geometries. These are the geometries here. Static mesh. Remember that we call it static mesh. Look how interesting this is. We call it SM. And Unreal understands that it is a static mesh. Look, the name here I have SM underlined in the rest of the name here. So Unreal already understood it is a geometry, okay? It is a mesh. In this case here, a texture, it understands it is a texture, okay? 055 underline 2 texture. It understood that it is a texture. So let's separate the geometries. Let's put inside the folder geometries. Click, hold and drag it, okay? It asks move here, copy, okay? Or we can create a copy. We want to move, all right? Because we want to grab here and move it here. Okay, it has moved. For items, okay. Inside geometries I have here. Okay, great. Let's get back here. Inside this folder, we can create another one to put the textures. Let's see. Let's take the texture and drag it, move it to the folder. And let's create another folder called materials. Same thing. Select everything here and move it here. Materials. Great. Yeah, it has moved. Cool, let's access piano here, geometries, materials, and textures. Yeah, cool. Inside geometries, let's separate uh, the folders that we created. Look, this first group of geometries, we can call it ceiling. Let's move the objects inside here. All right, cool. Let's import more objects. Besides the ceiling, let's import the others. Same thing, verify it's not marked this, and this one. Okay, import. You're gonna realize that it's gonna get easier and to import because Unreal is going to understand the parameters that we put and it's gonna keep it, okay? For now, don't worry about these informations here, okay? They are just some warnings, okay? But don't worry about it. Let's keep going. We close the content, Control plus space, or window, content browser in here, okay? Piano house, geometries. Let's create a folder and let's call it deco. Yeah, and let's take the objects there. And I'm gonna move it here or here, okay? Yeah, they were moved. The materials, let's move them. Probably I'll have materials with these names there in materials. So if we have them, we're going to rename them, okay? Okay, move. Cool. We didn't have any with that names. Now the textures, select, drag, okay. Perfect. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's see. Now we can import the floor. Yeah. Same thing. Okay. Yeah, import all. Okay. Right button, new folder, floor. Perfect. Select here and move here or move there. Okay. Texture, same thing. I think we have here. Yeah, we already have a texture with this name. So let's rename it. Okay, for now. Underline B. Okay, after we can delete it. All right, move here. These other ones, move here. Same thing. Let's rename it. Underline B. Let's take there. The materials, same thing. Materials, move here. Let's see if it's gonna find a material with this name. It's really good that if we import the files in this way, like in a segment way. This way we're gonna avoid that Unreal closes, all right, or crash because of a heavy file or a file that cannot be loaded, okay? For now, these three folders were loaded, so theoretically, these three type of assets, we didn't find any problem, okay? And that didn't make Unreal close, okay, or crash. So if I'm gonna correct some problem, I know that inside then it's okay, there's no problem. So let's import new objects. Frames. Okay, import all. Okay, there's no problem, don't worry about it. We have some warnings here, but it's okay, don't worry about it. Let's create a folder here. Okay, frame, static mesh. Let's move it here. Okay, we don't have textures here, so let's put in materials. Okay, rename it. Let's put a B here. After we can delete the materials that were duplicated. For now, let's just bring and separate by folders. Okay, let's import more. Import the furnitures. I think it's a little more heavy here, these ones. Here, we already know that we have this one there, so let's rename it. Let's see. Textures, and the other ones to materials. Rename it. Let's take it here. Materials, move here. Perfect. Next, objects, group of objects. Let's see. Lamp. Import all. Okay, the warnings, we don't need to worry about them. Okay, it's compiling the shaders. Perfect. Yeah, it's done. Okay. Look, we have a lot of lamps here. Geometries, new folders, move here. We're gonna change the name, don't worry. Right button, rename it, or geometries. Right button, rename it. Yeah, that's it. Let's save the textures. Texture and the materials. All right. Probably we'll have materials with the same name. Let's see. Oh, looky, we don't have it. Oh, it's okay. So let's import now the walls. This one is very heavy. That is the layer where we had those wooden slats on the wall. Remember? So it's gonna take a longer time because we have a lot of geometries here. This is the moment where maybe Unreal can crash, okay? Because maybe there are a lot of heavy elements inside here, okay? All right, because the heavy elements and that are being imported in here. If Unreal crashes, you can try it again, okay? In case it doesn't work, we already know that inside these files there's something really heavy. In that case, you will have to go back to Max and you try to identify which is this thing, and then you put with a less amount of geometries, segments, you know. So maybe you can add a pro optimized, that is a modifier of 3ds Max that helps to optimize the geometries to decrease the polygon counts. Okay, maybe it's a good idea in case you have this problem. Okay, talking about 3ds Max, you try to identify the geometry that is heavy. Okay, if I identify the geometry, or I delete it, or I replace it, or I optimize this. Okay, if we're going to delete it, okay, if we're going to replace it, you can replace with a better model with a less polygon count. If we're gonna optimize it, use, for example, the Pro Optimizer of 3ds Max. That is a free optimizer. It decreases the amount of polygon count. It optimizes the mesh, okay? And probably you will be able to import, okay? Cool. It's here. Same thing. Let's create a folder. Let's call it like this. What was the name that we gave there? Oh, wall. So let's call it wall. So it's gonna be with the same name. Otherwise, you can get lost. Yeah. Let me put the geometries there. Aesthetic meshes. Texture. But probably it's gonna duplicate this. Let's change the name. Texture. Texture here. Oops. Let's rename it. Materials. Let's see if I have a name here like this. I have some textures else to send there. Okay, cool. Texture. Move here. And materials. These two probably are gonna ask to change the name. Let's see. Yeah. So let's call them wall. Actually, this one wall. C. And this one would C. Let's see. Cool. We brought everything and now it's separated inside this folder, all with content, piano house, and these three folders. Okay, materials, textures. Okay, cool. Let's now start to distribute in the scene this object. Don't worry about the terrain now, about these things now. We're gonna repeat the process or maybe create in another place. But for now, we're learning how to import the files in an organized way, okay, and distribute in the scene. Let's get started for the floor. Let's select the static meshes, click and drag it, okay. I can put anywhere here. All right, let me put it here. Look at this. Let's press F. It's like the zooming, the F, okay? But it's kind of weird. It's inside the topography. This topography isn't helping. That's not cool. It's not helping. Let's delete this topography. Look, these landscapes here, the geometries of the landscape, I can select everyone here and I can just delete it. All right, with the delete. Look at this, it has disappeared. We just have now the floor of the house. Okay, nice. So the floor is here, the pivot there. But important thing and interesting is if we put these objects in the zero of the word. Remember there in the 3ds Max in the pivot class that we adjusted the pivot and we took the objects to the zero of the word in the Max. So this is the moment why that is important. I mean, to adjust the pivot. Well, because for example, we brought these objects here in the scene, okay? Look, they are here, static mesh floor. All right, these objects here. Look, they are here. Don't worry about they being here, okay? Because after we can change them to other places, or we can select them and drag them to the other folders, okay? Let's put it in the lighting folder, yeah. We can actually click with the right button, move, create a new folder. Let's call it geometries. Yeah, great. Let's put it here. Yeah, that's it. Now we have here a folder geometry and another folder lighting. Inside geometry, I have the geometries. Perfect. Let's see. Okay, I have these elements, perfect, but I don't know if they are in the zero of the word or somewhere else. So let's put here 0, 0, 0. Okay, it has disappeared. So where is it? Oh, look, this is here. So that means that inside Unreal, the zero of the word is there. Okay, 0, 0, 0. Let's press F so that we can zoom in. So the zero of the word inside Unreal is here. Okay, let's change this position and let's go there. Look at this. We took it there. All right, it's not in the zero of the word anymore. The pivots now are in different places, okay, and hard to fix it. How could you do the scene like not knowing the correct position and everything? Well, it's easy because we're basing on the pivot of the max, okay, taking as a reference the zero of the word. Okay, for example, if I put 0, 0, 0, it's go here, zero of the word. Same thing here, 0, 0, 0. Same thing. Same thing here, 0, 0, 0. Same thing, 0, 0, 0 in the location. 0, 0, 0. In the location 0, 0, 0. In the location 0. Okay, that's it. As it was made in Max, respecting the zero of the word, it goes to the correct position in Unreal. Okay, it goes to the position that it was made. Okay, and it's very simple now. It makes the job way much easier for us. Let's bring other geometries. Let's bring the walls. Yeah, the wall. Let's select all of them and let's drag it here. Okay, I can put it here, for example. How can I know the exactly position uh, that was in my 3ds Max? It's really hard. It's not possible to put in the same position unless that I took the reference as the zero of the word in 3ds Max. So I select everything and I put 0, 0, 0. Here is the position, the exact position that was in 3ds Max. Okay, so it's really cool. So zero of the word. Let's take to the folder geometries. Static mesh, look how easy is to find this. Okay, let's take it there. Geometries. Okay, everything's here. So we are working in an organized way. Let's select the geometries. So we select the geometries and now when we drag it, it's gonna go to geometries. After that, let's put the frames. Frame. Select this here and let's drag it here. Let's take it to Unreal. Where can I put the position, the correct position? It's here, it's here. Maybe here. Let's, if everyone is selected, just put it here, 0, 0, 0. That's it. Really simple. Exact in the same position that it should be. Okay? Okay. So, nice. Let's go ahead. Next object that we can add. Let's see. The ceiling. Yeah, let's add the ceilings. Let's put it here. 0 of the word. Cool. Yeah, we added it. Yeah, our house is being built. Okay. Cool. Perfect. All right. So next item that we can add the lamp. Let's select the first one until the last one. Let's take to Unreal. Look, they are here. Await the processing. Put the 0 of the world. Okay, if we're gonna verify, they are in the exact position that it should be. Look, because it is respecting the 0 of the world that we're creating in 3ds Max. We can delete some the box, the sphere, and the cylinder. Okay, very cool. Let's bring now the furnitures. Let's see. Basically, the furnitures that are fixed. Select the one, select the first one, the last one, drag it to Unreal, to the scene, 0 of the world. Yeah, cool. Yeah, let's see, where are the fixed furnitures? Let's remove the ceilings. Click on it, press 8. Okay, press 8. Or right button, visibility. Okay, and hide. All right. Look, so we have here our furnitures, fixed furnitures that we just brought here. Okay, all of these. The wardrobes. The closet here. Look, very cool, right? So what else can we bring here? Let's see the decoration. We have some lamps here, some lighting. Look, we have some objects of decoration here that I think maybe we can put after. We don't have the sink here. Let's see. Maybe it is in a 3ds Max. We have some other things here. Let's see if we have something else to import. X. Cool. We are importing. That means that now basically we just have the furnitures, the heavy furnitures left, like the piano, the armchair, carpet, bath tube. So we have those furnitures. Okay, but I think I'm gonna finish this class here, so it's not gonna be too long, and we can keep going the next class. All right, the part 2 of importation. But before this, how can I see the ceiling again? So right button, visibility, show. Okay, all actors. Or you can press Ctrl+H. Look, like this. Ctrl+8, I see everything, and 8, I hide this. Okay. Ctrl+8, I see everything. All right. So we can go file and we can save all. All right, when we click on save all, it's literally saving everything here. Like the materials that we brought, the assets that we brought, the textures that we brought, geometries. All right. And it was to save also the level that we are working. Which is the level? This one here. This one that we are working. This whole project is a level. Even if we have a lot of rooms, we can, for example, create a level for the room, another level for the bathroom, but we didn't do that. Okay, we brought everything for a level, and it's okay, it's fine. So file, save. I'm gonna save all and everything, and actually the level as well. Save level as. Where I want to save the level? In a folder with right button and create a new folder that I'm going to call level. Inside this folder, I'll have this level here. Okay, that is my main level. So I'm going to call it piano house underline, okay, underline main level. So yeah, that's it, main level, save it. Great. It is saving the map, the assets, textures, everything, everybody. If, for example, I want to create more levels, let's suppose I want to put some trees or vegetation here, grass and things like that. So I can create a new level, put a name on it, and then I'll have a level of the main house and another level, okay? So if I'm gonna work on the main level, I'm only stay in the main level. If I'm gonna work on the other level, I open the other level and I can see the vegetation, the other things. It's like a layer of levels, okay? So I hope to prepare the meshes, compile everything. It's gonna take a little time, and then we're gonna finish it after we're gonna save it, okay? And then we can finish this class. So let's wait a little bit. Okay, cool. Let's verify, save all. Okay, everything's saved. I'm gonna finish this class and we're gonna see each other in the next class where we're gonna keep going, keep importing files and see more about Unreal Engine 5.